get out of your seats. Where the diaspora, man? Yes, sir. Hey, Moses.
Hey, what's up? My name is Pumi A. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, it's been a year since I commissioned as a second lieutenant. You know, and I had to do some reflecting, so that's what we gonna talk about today. All right, y'all. So my challenge question for today is: did you know you can only go as far as you say you can go? That's just to say words are powerful, y'all. A lot of successful people, a lot of people who have attained their goals have said they would reach it before they actually did. I am a maintenance officer, and I'm also a person who's doesn't know how to change the oil in their car. You know, I'm not mechanically inclined, but you know, the Lord put me in this AFSC. So before we get through, you know, to the 3 lessons that I learned, 3 out of 1,000, we're gonna run through my year real quick, all right? So May 23rd, 2018, graduated, you know what I'm saying? Family came through, commissioned, yeah. And then we had 60 days of leave, and I went to London. Never want to be inside, yeah, still about to get down. We're the hottest in the world right now, just touched down in London time. Alright, that used to be one of my favorite songs actually. So, yes, went to London, and then I went to a rugby camp, and that was super fun. Then I ended up going to Florida. Shout out to my triplex series, y'all. I came to Florida early. I'm stationed in Florida. Had to come early to finish kind of the exchange of the home. There were tenants living in it, so I had to get down here and make sure they all left, and then start the renovations well before I had to start work, so I didn't have a lot to worry about by the time I got there. So yeah, this was like June. Started work in July. July 25th was like my report date. Then I was put into propulsion flight, which is like a really bomb flight. Love them, shout out. They were so accepting and so kind and patient to me. I was there for a month and a half before I went off to tech school in Wichita, Texas. Wichita, Texas. That was 3 months long. And then at the end of that, I actually got engaged, you know what I'm saying? So that was a great way to end the year and my tech school, because it was like in December when I finished. So came back to propulsion flight, stayed there, and then I think it was like 2 months later I moved to accessories flight, which was made up of like 3 parts, which is like fuels, hydraulics, E&E, electricity, whatever stuff. And yeah, so that's where I'm currently at right now. So I've been a flight commander for 2 flights, and as a maintenance officer, I was in charge of a lot of people all at once. So for me, I was in charge of like 65 people in my first flight, like day 1, in charge. We not really in charge, but we were in charge. And then accessories flight, I'm over like 120 people. So that was how my year looked. I've really been working for only 5 out of the, you know, 12 months that I've been commissioned. It's funny, like the higher NCOs, like they know you don't know nothing. Like you're a second lieutenant, all the younger enlisted, they kind of feel like, whoa, like she knows everything, da da da. And I'm like, that's not the case. But it was a really funny, like, I don't know, it was a funny space to be in. The first thing I had to learn was to have confidence. So day 1, you have the people who are like, and then you have people who are like, she went to school, she knows it all, she knows everything about my job. And I'm sitting here like, oh, what's a wrench? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know what a wrench is, but I did not know what they were doing, y'all. I had to have the confidence to be able to ask ask questions, but also not come off as a total imbecile. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, like, I didn't know anything, especially like I'm not mechanically inclined. So like I didn't want to be so like stuck up that I didn't ask any questions, because at the end of the day, as an officer, like, your job isn't to know how to fix things exactly. Like, you're not the one that's gonna be like turning wrenches and fixing stuff, but you gotta understand like the general workings of everything, so that when you go to the meetings, you can explain what's going on in some level of detail, and you can also, and you also come off like you know what you're talking about. So of course, like, you're gonna have to ask questions, you're gonna have to know some of the little bitty stuff so that you can understand the bigger picture. And yeah, and I feel like that takes a little bit of confidence, because a lot of people aren't confident in themselves, so they feel like if they ask questions, like, they're gonna look stupid and da-da-da-da. If you don't ask questions, if you don't show that you're invested and that you care, like, no one's gonna come up to you when they have issues. No one's gonna try and run new ideas through you, more efficient ways through you, so that you can like advocate at like the higher levels, because they feel like you don't really care, and they feel like you don't know what you're talking about, and you don't if you don't ask questions, if you don't study. So yeah, confidence, gotta have confidence. Number 2, the thing that I keep hearing over and over again from my training days to now is find a good senior NCO. Senior NCOs, you know, they're master sergeants and above, and they're the ones who are, you know, supposed to mentor you and help you, and they're supposed to be there, you know, whenever you have any questions or whenever you have any concerns, because they're just a wealth of knowledge. Like, when you're a senior NCO, you've been in for at least like 12 years, so you've seen a lot. So yeah, and these senior NCOs, they have a lot of power. Like, a lot of people just walk in like, ooh, I'm the officer. But if these NCOs, if they don't like you, they will just watch you fall on your face. So thank God that wasn't me. Alright. All my senior NCOs that I've, you know, run into, they have willfully given me advice. They've laughed at me, they've clowned on me, but you know, it's all good, because it was in the office, and you know, it was like building rapport and jokes or whatever. But when it came to like having my back outside the office, they did. All right, so that's why it's always good to have a senior NCO. Like, they are the ones really running, you know, a lot of things. So you gotta, you know, give respect where respect is due, you know. So if you're out here, you know, being all, ooh, I'm the officer, I know it all, okay, they will just watch you fall. But I will also say, it's never stressed that you should find a good officer, and I think that's super important, all right? Although senior NCOs have been in for a long time, they have never been an officer, and they can never give you that perspective. They can tell you what officers have done in the past, but they have never actually been an officer. So it's good to find someone who has walked in your shoes, literally. And I had a really good trainer, supervisor. He was like freaking awesome. I was able to always go to his office, get some advice, get some mentorship, and it was really good that I was able to get both sides. I was able to get like an officer perspective who was in my career field, and then I was also able to get like the senior NCO perspective. And I actually had like 2 other officer mentors at another base a few hours away who are also my same like career field. So they were like super helpful when it came to like decisions that I had to make or different scenarios that I went through. It was really good to be able to bounce it off someone who knew what the heck I was talking about. And then also find officers who are like not in your career field, because they can still help. They still have some insight that that you can only get as an officer. Find both. Find a good senior NCO, find an officer, be kind, be humble. Alright, and I'm not saying every senior NCO and every officer is like, you know, the best mentor. I was just extremely blessed to have all of that where I was at. But look for the good ones. And then the last thing for today is you got you got to get to know your people. And actually, this is like more of a two-part thing. You gotta get to know your people, and you gotta be able to be confident in what you offer. All right, so I had like a lot of people in my shop, but I made an effort to go say hi to them like almost every day, like ask them how their family is, ask them how they're doing, because if things go wrong, or if things go wrong and like they don't, you know, tell you verbally, you're never gonna know if you never knew how they were on a good day, if that makes sense. Like when you start to get to know people, like if they having a down day, like you can tell, you can check on them, you can give them like advice or whatever. Like, yeah, just get to know your people. And like in getting to know my people, I was able to learn a lot, grow a lot. I was able to give people resources, because some of them wanted to switch over to the officer side. Some people just wanted to go to school. Other people wanted to like buy a house. So like I would have never known that if I didn't talk to them. And like most of the time, enlisted people like are not gonna come up to you. Like they don't really feel like comfortable as like you as an officer. They're not gonna like go up to you and be like, hey girl, what's up? Like, you know, there are rules. So you gotta be the one to let them know like, hey, it's all good. Like I'm cool. You can talk to me. You can tell me stuff. So yeah, just get to know your people. And that second part about doing your part. So I already told you guys I'm not mechanically inclined. So like for a while I battled with feeling bad. You know, I walked into the shop, they're there like fixing engines, fixing propellers. My second shop, they're fixing like fuel leaks and I don't know, hydro hoses and whatever. And I like used to feel bad. I used to feel bad that I couldn't help. But if you're not qualified to do this stuff, you're not supposed to do it. So like I didn't want to break the rules in that way. And plus I didn't know what the heck I was doing, so I would just slow them down. But yeah, it was a little bit tough for me, because I'm a very like, gotta do something. And like I felt bad that I couldn't like offer help or give advice on specifically fixing things. So like, but I like to cook. So I did like a pancake breakfast like twice, made cupcakes, made cookies for my shops, just to let them know that, you know, I care, on top of getting to know people. So I was just, that was like a lesson I learned, like be confident in what you can offer. And like I had to recognize like, okay, it's not my job to be an expert at every little thing. Like my job is to make sure everyone's good. My job is to elevate issues that are in the shop. Like if something isn't as efficient as it could be and one of my people comes up with an idea, then I elevate that up and I try and get things done. Or I'm, you know, being the giver of discipline or something, like, or I'm answering emails, or I'm going to like, you know, meetings all day, every day. So like I do my part as the officer, you know what I'm saying? So there's no need for me to feel bad. And I had to understand that there's like a difference in like our job description. So I did what I could just to like show people that I care. And I also had to realize like doing what I can is like doing my job well, like representing what we do in the flight, at the meetings, and to the higher ups. So yeah guys, those are like the 3.5 things that I learned this past year that I wanted to talk about in this video. I've obviously learned a lot more, but you know, I'll share that with y'all the next time. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for joining me. I hope y'all are encouraged, and hopefully, you know, you guys can learn a little something. But honestly guys, like drop some comments below about some of the things that you've learned in your first year in any career field that you started. And it doesn't have to be military, because I'm pretty sure like just job, people, management skills are just things that you have to know across the board in any sector of the workforce. So yeah, drop that below, drop that below. All right, y'all, peace and blessings. See y'all next week.